Welcome to a new dueling book replay for Genesys format. Today I'm playing a new deck. I'm playing White Forest and I'm also playing against p.u.n.k Fire 60 cards. This is a really cool deck, really old school, and people really enjoy to play this deck, and you can actually play it in Genesys format, and it's quite fun because they also play it with some Goblin bikers, just rank 3 turbo, right? And I am playing the White Forest deck, which is also a super strong deck. And yeah, I'm gonna bring you a deck profile in the next days. I also tried this deck today at my first locals for Genesis, and it was a really strong thing. It was a lot of fun, and it's super strong. Trust me, you will see it. This deck can produce some really strong combos and really strong boards. I actually went first here, and I normal summon the Estella. I'm playing free Estella in this deck because Droll is omnipresent in this format, which is a really good thing. It's only 5 points, and it's really important that it's only 5 points because decks like White Forest are a thing, and you have to stop them somewhere, right? And somehow, because if you only have like an Ash Blossom, this is not enough. And yeah, you will see it here. I'm starting with Astella. This is like the only starter I have here. My hand is, I have a going second card, Source of Concealing Light, which doesn't help me going first. I have Tails, I have Fear Diabel, and Silver Spores of Morion. And he has no going second card, so this can kind of hurt because he plays against a strong combo deck. Right here, I think it's the first thing I have to do to be able to play is like normal summoning Astella, and then I could use the Tales of the White Forest here, but I think it's better to use Astella first to send the Tales of the White Forest to graveyard, set it, and then activate its effect. So I start with Astella, see if it gets stopped. If it gets stopped, I can still use Tails to add the other Azamina, the LZ Azamina, and then be able to just play from there, right? Because I have a lot of spell traps in the hand. But he doesn't stop it, so I can special summon the Sylvie. Then I can also chain block the Sylvie by using the Tails to reset it, and then add the Vose. If he drolls here, it kind of hurts, but it's fine, right? Because I actually have Vose, and I have Sinful Spoils Morion, and then I can still go into like Synchro 6, right? But it's not really good if it draws me here, but you can still do something, right? And then I'm going in the first Synchro 6, going for Reselia. Reselia, discard the Vose because it can reset itself, add the LZ, and then set the Vose. I think it's the best play to get the LZ here. Because in this deck I cannot play the field spell because it's 33 points. In my deck profile I will also make a points breakdown, but I'm playing the LZ Azamina, which can always extend me to place. LZ Azamina is like also 20 points or something, but I think you kind of have to play the LZ Azamina. Then I use Tails to search for the Diabels, the White Witch. This can also extend my combo by a lot. Then I special summon LZ by sending the Sinful Spoils Morion. This can also reset itself when I special summon the Diabels, and that's why I'm sending it here and adding the Rusia. I decide right here to add the Rusia and not the LZ Azamina because it's I already have like the Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morion, and this is my search target for the LZ Azamina, so it's better to have just the Rusia. And then I use the Astella of White Forest to special summon herself back. I think this is a slight misplay. I should have used this before. I could have used it by after I used the effect of Reselia and sending the Tails back. I could have already used that, then went into the Diabel Queen to add back the Tails. So this plays a little bit more into Nip, but nobody plays Nip in this format because it's too expensive. And then I go for the Diabel Queen. Diabel Queen adds me back. The Tales of the White Forest, and I also chain Sinful Spoils of Slumber Morion because I control an illusion level 6 or higher monster, so I can just chain it to set it and add back the tails. And then the next play right here is just use Philia Diabel because I already drew it, get the Diabel Star Vengeance, but I still have to special summon the Diabels, the White Witch, because I don't have a spell in graveyard. I trap in graveyard to special summon the Vengeance. So I discard the tails, which I added back to send the Curse of Diabel. Cannot use the effect because I already drew the Philia Diabel. And then I special summon actually the Rusia here. I'm waiting with the Diabel Star Vengeance. Then Rusia effect, discard to draw, discard Swords of Concealing Light, draw Swords of Concealing Light. I guess that's fine. And then right here, I'm actually not really sure what I want to play, because I'm playing in the extra deck, I'm playing the Manadium guy that can search me the counter trap. But if I do that, I'm actually blocking my zones because I cannot cannot get out of the way the Astella. So I really want to get the Astella out of the way to be able to use the Vengeance to special summon or use the Diabel Queen of the White Forest to special summon, because it really blocks your zones right here. It really hurts this deck that you don't have an extra monster zone. The 6-month monster zone is really important for this deck. I did not know that it's that important before when I played it. So I really have to get the Astella out of the way here. So I go into Tri-Edge Master and draw a card. I draw another Tails, doesn't help here, right? But then I go into rank 10 into the Sword Soul Changing because the only rank 10 I play, and I had to make some space here. Then I banish 2 for the Vengeance, special summon the Vengeance, and then I push my monsters by 500, and then I pass turn. This is not the strongest board that this deck can produce, I think. There are way better boards, and yeah, the counter trap would have been nice to have another negate, right? Then it's his turn. His hand can play through a lot of stuff because he has the BAs to special summon them on the board. He also has PKs. This one, you can discard one card, send one Phantom Knight card from a deck to the graveyard, except the Phantom Knights of Torn Scales. So this one can send a play into the graveyard, and if another Phantom Knight's card in the graveyard is banished, for example, Forkblade to reborn something, you can also special summon this guy and banish it when it leaves the field. But if he makes an XYZ, this does not get banished. And he also has Boyo the Downslide. I think this is a new card. She's really cool because she monsters in your left most or right most monster zone, so this or this monster zone, cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is important for the BAs because they destroy themselves when you have something else in your monster zone. You can, if this card is in your hand, you can target one fiend effect monster you control, negate its effect, and if you do, special summon this card. So this is also an extender. If this card is entered your graveyard, you can add one Mutunity the Sky from the deck to the hand. I think this is the fusion that they have for this deck. So they special the first BA, and then use the Buyu the Downslide. I'm thinking right here that I want to chain the Diabel Queen to be able to book, so they cannot go in a rank and in a rank 3, and then I can book their monsters and also block their zones. So this is my plan, but I don't know if this is like the right thing, because if you take a look at this board I have here, the problem is, yes, I can use the Diabel Star Vengeance, I can use the Diabel Queen, and I also can use the Morion, but if I use one of those, my zones are blocked and I cannot use the woes anymore, right? So the woes I cannot use at all because I don't have enough zones. So this card is dead, and this card I can use, and yeah, if I special with this, I cannot special with this anymore. So yeah, it's kind of bad. So I special summoned the Silvera. I think I should have waited with special summoning the Silvera. I should have used the Vengeance first, get the level 4, the Pupple of the White Forest, and then just go into a Synchro to to make my zones free. Or with this one, go into the purple and then just go into, what's it called, a Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. And then Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon together with the Diabell would free a zone. Then I can use the Vengeance to pop, and then I can special summon the Diabells at the White Witch. So I think this wasn't played really well by me. So, but I'm kind of new to this version of the deck, to not having an extra monster zone with this deck. So yeah, I actually make the misplay to go for the Silvera here first. So this is a severe misplay. I think I should have played this completely different, as I told you before, because now the only interruptions I have left is Vengeance and Sinful Sports Morion. So I use all the trigger effects. I get back the LEZ, and I also set the tails because I discarded it. And yeah, now they got booked, but now he uses his normal summon, and then normal summon, send the Fogblade and also the Ancient Cloak. Then use the Fogblade, banishes, and special summons the Phantom Knight's Ancient Cloak, and then use the trigger effect in hand of the Stained Greaves. And I tried to use Sotso Changing here, but he doesn't have anything in graveyard, so I cannot actually use it. He also tells me that I cannot use it, and yeah, you're correct, I cannot use it. And right here, yeah, he just goes into the Fortune Tune, which I cannot target and discard on the field with card effects, so I cannot out it. And this is like really unfortunate, because right here he just goes into Zeus and wipes everything, right? And I lose every single one of my interruptions, which hurts a lot. So me blocking my zones by summoning the Silvera on and not the purple right here was like the worst play. So this cost me like 3 interruptions. So I just sequenced this really wrong, and this is why I get severely punished here, right? So yeah, he goes into the battle phase. I cannot do anything because I cannot target this, so I cannot pop it with I cannot target it to pop, and I cannot target it to book, right? So this hurts a lot. When he had this on the field, I had to use the Morion, and also I had to pop with Vengeance, because if he goes in the Fortune Tune, it's always over for me. So I made several misplays here. Then he goes for the Zeus, and then uses Zeus to wipe. Also his effects trigger by using Zeus. I'm just chaining the Morion because I will use it anyway to just book the Zeus, so he cannot get more materials when something gets booked, and I lose everything here. It's still not over, because in the next turn I can get back the Vengeance because I have a trap and a spell engrave. I can use the Rusia to summon back, I can use the Sylvie to summon back, I can use the LZ, I have Swords of Concealing Light. So this game is by no means over yet, because he already used his battle phase, but it could have been over, but I just misplayed it. And then here he switched the Mutiny in the Sky, fusion summon one Fiend or Fairy fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling Fiend and or Fairy monster from your graveyard into the deck as a material. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one Fiend or Fairy monster from your hand or face up field to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. So yeah, I can only use one effect, or each effect once, right? Yeah, each one effect once. It sounds like a cool card. I don't know what they fuse with this. I did not see it in this match. And then he searched for Silent Boots, special summons the Taunt Scales back because one gets banished. Special summons the Silence Boots from the hand, and then goes into Gabonga. I think it's really cool that they have like a rank 3 thing with Gabonga. And this is also a really cool card. Here it's the Duck Charger, and then special summons the Duck Charger by he detaches one XYZ material. Okay, yeah, that's how he specials the Duck Charger. And then he also gets the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots on Grave, which is really cool, so he can use the effect again. So it's just for the Grand Breakout, use the Grand Breakout, and also tributes the Duck Charger, special summons the Clatter's Bloater, which can summon itself back from the graveyard in the opponent's turn, and then detach one from Gabonga, and then Gabonga can attach something from my field, which is really, really strong. And then use the effect of Duck Charger. Oh no, he special summons it with this one back. Okay. And then searches for another Fogblade with Silent Boots. Goes overlay Dante. I love to see Dante getting summoned to the board. Dante mills for free, gets Dynamicious, gets Gruff, which is really cool. Then use the effect of Gruff, special summons the Scam. Then he yeah, Scam destroys itself because there was something else on the board, right? And then he goes for Sky Crisis. Dante is at 2/5 because he milled, so he can actually do that. And I think it's kind of fun that he went for Zeus and Typhon in the same turn. I kind of like that. And then here in the end phase, he searches Tour Guide with Scam in the end phase, and he also set it the Fogblade. So now he has kind of a lot of interruptions. He has the Gabonga that can attach one, and with Clatter Sploder, he can detach one, and also if he detaches, no, he doesn't have it yet. He used it now. Yeah, he used the Gabonga and gets the Gone Wild, right? If he detaches the Gone Wild can attach another one, so he can theoretically attach two to his Gabonga. He has the Sky Crisis to negate my monsters with 3k or higher. He has the Fogblade, so it's a bit of for sure. So I use now the Sylvia of White Forest to special summon her back. Which I actually do so I can use it in my turn again, and I'm not feared that he steals it in the standby phase or something, so I think this is fine to just do it right here. And then I will go, then it's my turn. I draw, which is kind of useless here. Then I activate the Swords of Concealing Light, and then I book his board. Swords of Concealing Light is a really, really cool card in this deck because you book the whole board, get rid of the interruptions, and then still you have it on the field to just send it with with your White Forest cards. That's why I play this in this deck. It's a really good card here. Then I use the Diabelster Vengeance. I used this here before, so I have an out for the Fogblade because I know he added the Fogblade. So if I have the Vengeance on board, I can. If he uses Fogblade, always chain the Vengeance to pop the Fogblade so my effects resolve. Then I use the LZ here to just send the Swords of Concealing Light. And then search with LZ for Sylvie. I think this was the only good thing in the deck that I had left. I could have also went for LZ as a Mina, but I think Sylvie is fine here because I have no spell traps, so I have to get some more. Then I use the Astellar because the spell got tributed to got sent to the graveyard for a cost. Then I go for the first. I go for Coral Dragon right here because I have a free card to discard the draw, and I can also draw with it when I think it away, and I want to get rid of some of his board. I pop the Sky Crisis, then his Dante gets him back the Graph. Then I go with those two for the Diabel Queen. Then Diabel Queen effect, and also I add back the Swords of Concealing Light, and I draw a card with Coral Dragon. I draw the Sinful Spoils Subversion Snake Eye, which is the other target I play for the LZ. Then I normal summon the Sylvie. Sylvie effect gets me Tails. Then I use the other Sylvie in graveyard because I use it in the end phase. I can now get it back again. And with those two, I can actually go into the Manadium guy. The Manadium Visas Amritara. He only needs one tuner and one light monster. So it doesn't matter for him if you use two tuners. So this is like a really cool card in this deck because you can actually use two tuners for that. And yeah, then with him, I can search the reframing. This is what I should have done the turn before. Then I activate Tails to search another card. I get for the LZ Asamina because I think this was the only good target I had left in my deck. Then right here I actually use the Diabelster Vengeance. It's not really good to use it, but I want to have him use the fog plate, because if he uses the fog plate, I can actually chain my Diabell Queen to special summon. I'm just targeting the wrong monster here because I forgot which one was which one. I should have targeted the Zeus, but he still uses the effect of fog plate to target the Vengeance. And that's fine, but I just chained the Diabell Queen right here. And this card, I think the Sinful Spoils card, yes. And then I can special summon the Poplar here. And then with the Poplar, I can place those two in my spell trap zone. And then I can just synchro away the Diabells, go for the Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. And then special summon the LZ Asamina. And I still haven't used the effect of the Rosia to reborn. And then I just use Rosia, special summon Rosia. And right here, I just go for Silvera because I realized that this one has 0 defense, and then I can just run over it with the Diabell Queen. And this one says, spellcaster synchro monster you control gain 5 attack, and also if they attack a defense position monster, inflict double piercing damage to your opponent, which is like 3. This one has 3k now, and if I attack 0, it's exactly 6000 damage. So yeah, this would be game right here. So I just go battle phase. He tries to use the Clatter Splitter, but then he also realized, yeah, this is actually game right here. So yeah, he surrenders. Then it's game 2. I'm going second now, and he starts. His hand is actually kind of good. I don't have a hand trap, but I have Forbidden Droplet. I have a normal summon. I have Toybox. I have LEZ. So I have a really layered hand. This can play through a lot. But so it's good for going second and also for going first. But this one can really good go second. He has Dynamicious, which is a good card. He has Tour Guide from 60. That's really nice. He has Seer. He has Didi Crow, and also a Cull Cup. So let's see how he plays it. The first thing is he special summons the Cull Cup, then special summons the Seer, then overlay into Gabonga. Gabonga's effect gets him the Duck Charger, then he detaches one, special summons the Duck Charger. Duck Charger gets him the Great Breakout. Then Grand Breakout, attribute the Duck Charger, get him the Sploder. And Sploder reborns the Duck Charger, then go for Dante effect. Mill 3, he gets actually the Taunt Scales and 2 BAs. Then he normals the Tour Guide effect, gets the Rhino Warrior, right? Yeah, Rhino Warrior. Then get another Dante not once per turn, really cool. Milled, yeah, his second mill is like ass, but he still has the Rhino Warrior that can trigger. And now he also has 2 XYZs. He sends the back check, which is kind of interesting, I think. Use the back check, and he banishes here Torrential Tribute, Seer, and Book of Lunar Eclipse. So there's a potential Torrential Tribute on top of his deck. Then he goes for F0, which is kind of scary, sets the Dynamicious, and in the end phase he uses Gabonga, which is the wrong thing I think here to do, because you have Torrential Tribute on top of your deck. Why do you want to that your deck gets shuffled again, right? So I think that's not the right play to do. Yeah, you lose the interruption of Gone Wild, but why just just destroy your set of the Absolute King backcheck? But yeah, okay, whatever. And then he adds Puyo the Dawnslide as follow-up with the where's the Scam, I think was the effect. And then it's my turn. I draw Tails, which is really good, so I have more cards to send to the graveyard. Then Toybox effect. I think it's correct here to start with Toybox because his board cannot threat the Toybox. I'm actually assuming that this is a fog blade, so it's also not threatening my toy box, so I think it's always correct to play into his board with the toy box first. And yeah, then I set those cards. And I think right here I start with Diabels, which is I think correct, because this one can immediately flatten the board, right? Because the Diabelster Vengeance can pop cards. So I use Toy Soldier and also the Diabelster, both resolve. I send the Curse of Diabel. Then right here I chain block the Toy Soldier because I don't want him to negate it. At the Philia Diabel and also the Rusia with the Toy Soldier, because I have the Toybox, I can search a level 4 light monster. Then I'm thinking for a bit and I start with Sylvie. I don't think this was necessarily the correct play here, because I don't really have cards I want to send with Droplet here, but I think it's still fine to go for it, because this one can just trigger the Atopic Draco Future, and I actually want to trigger it and see how he plays it. I could have also preemptively used the Droplet, but I don't think this is ever a good idea. So I go for it. He chains the actually Draco Future. I chain the Droplet and send Toy Tank and Toy Soldier. This is actually like when I said this counts as 2 monsters sent by Droplet, because it says Droplet says the original types, like the original types monster spell trap. So I sent 2 monsters. This is not counted as a spell for Droplet, and then he doesn't really react on it. I negate both his monsters. I add Vos with the Sylvie. And then I use Toy Tank, because those actually just have to be sent to the graveyard. This is why I also play Droplet, because those get triggered by it, which is a really good, cool interaction, I think. So if you only have Toybox and Droplet going second, this is actually still full combo, because then you can search Sylvie with the Toy Soldier. Then I special summon back the Toy Tank. And actually he has Dynamicious, which is kind of scary, to be honest, because he added the Farfa back, and also, yeah, Dynamicious can discard the Farfa and gets rid of my tuner right here. So yeah, I cannot do anything against that. My Sylvie gets banished, and then he uses Farfa to banish Diabels. But I still have Philia Diabel, and I also still have Rusia, so I only have to get the Alizette on board, and I can special summon the Rusia. Right here I use Philia Diabel. I mistakenly special summon with the Philia Diabel. I cannot special summon here because I control the Toy Tank. But we fix this in a few moments. And then I use Elisette, right? And we go forward. I use Elisette as a Mina. And then he tells me I cannot do that. And he's actually right. So we just rewind the game. So I just use the Philia Diabel to just add the Vengeance on the hand, and then I put the Elisette back into my deck. And right here we can just play. There was nothing. The game was not destroyed by me misplaying there. And then I decide here to not special summon the Vengeance yet. I go for the Elisette first. And then I use the effect of Tails, and he actually decides to crow that. I don't think this is a good crow right here. I wouldn't have done this, because I already searched like everything I want to have. I would have clearly waited for Rusia or something to just crow dead when it tries to come back. So I don't think this is the correct crow right here. I don't see this being a good crow. Then I use the Rusia because I control the Alizette. And right here, he actually wants me to deny the tuner, which is a correct play. He goes for the effect of Kletter's Bloater, which cannot trigger the Gabonga, but he can get the Gone Wild to the graveyard, and then with the Gone Wild he can actually attach the Rusia, which is a good play, because then it's not in the graveyard and I cannot reborn it, right? But yes, he does the play, and then triggers his effects, gets attaches the Rusia, and my tuner is gone. But the thing is, I still have the Vengeance. I special summon the Vengeance now, and with Vengeance I can just pop the big Gabonga. I first boost it, then pay half of my life points, pop the Gabonga. Yeah, he can use the Seer. get back Dante, and then I use Toytank's secret effect. Toytank has a really cool effect. It says you contribute this monster, special summon one level 6 or lower monster from your hand, or if you control Toybox, you can special summon one level 6 or lower monster from your graveyard instead, which saves me here because I can special summon back the Rusia, which I do. And then I also use Rusia's on-field effect, send the Toybox to just draw a card, draw into Flying Sea, which helps me when it's his turn. And then right here, I'm going for the level 6. My plan, I'm thinking here for a bit, because my plan right here is to try to OTK him with the Silvera, with the double damage when a monster is booked face down, because he has 2 monsters with 0 defense. So I only need Silvera and another White Forest synchro monster that I can use to attack into those. So I'm thinking how I can do the play here, and I decide to use those 2 to go into Reselia, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I go into Reselia, ditch the Vose. And then right here, I'm searching for a Stilla. I cannot normal summon the Estella, but I can use Elizet Azamina to not special summon Elizet Azamina, but I can special summon the Estella. And then, I set the Vose, and then use the Elizet Azamina to special summon the Estella, and then I can use the effect of Estella to also send the Vose again. So right here, I get my other tuner, and then I can go into another rank 6, and special summon the Silvera, then use the Silvera effect to book everything. And right here, I have 2 monsters with 2400 and 2500 attack, which can attack into the Sploder and the Duck Charger and deal 5000 and 4800, which is a game. This is like enough for a game. So this is actually the way to get the OTK here through the whole board. I go into the battle phase, he tries to use the back check, but there's not guaranteed a torrential tribute on top of the deck anymore. And yeah, he doesn't get a torrential tribute, he gets a barber, which doesn't help him here. And then I just attack into those. He just scoops there, and I it's my game. I win here. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this new deck. You can see White Forest is also quite capable of being played in the Genesys format. I think it's a really fun deck. It's super strong. If the opponent doesn't have draw, it's really hard for him to win. If you go first, also as you saw, go second, you can also break a board with something like Droplet. I think it's good to invest the points into Droplet because you have like Toybox and stuff like that. But I will give you more insights when I post my deck profile. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.